What happens when the world only knows you as someone's ex and you decide to rewrite the entire story? Over the past several years, Kayla Nicole's tale has transformed from that of a sports writer and influencer to a complete case study of how to reestablish one's public persona in the spotlight of contemporary celebrity culture. Nicole has been actively rebranding herself over the past 3 years, shifting away from the label of wives and girlfriends to that of entrepreneur, media personality, and mental wellness advocate, after years of being most famous as the ex-girlfriend of NFL player Travis Kelce. In today's influencer-driven society, her reinvention provides insight into the intersections of celebrity, gender, and media framing. After earning a degree in broadcast journalism from Pepperdine University in 2013, Nicole immediately started working as a reporter and on-camera personality in the sports media. In addition, she modeled and gained popularity for her lifestyle and athletic appearance. Her career path took a significant turn in 2017 when she started dating Travis Kelce, a tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. She was subjected to the heavy scrutiny of the NFL and celebrity media during their 5-year engagement. Around 2022, the relationship ended, but Nicole's name continued to circulate due to the public's interest with Kelce and his well-publicized affair with Taylor Swift, frequently not for her own accomplishments, but rather in relation to the men in her life. Nicole has been open about the confusion that came with that event. She has said that the years after the split were extremely taxing and that therapy was necessary to achieve equilibrium. She has said in interviews that treatment helped her deal with the attention, the grief, and the challenge of seeing a former partner's new relationship make news. Being relegated to the role of Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend became the issue and, ultimately, the catalyst for her change. Nicole's rebranding process began with her admitting the unbalance. She started vehemently opposing the reductive title in social media posts and podcasts. She firmly remarked, "They're going to have to stop calling me someone's ex. They will simply have to let it go." That statement was a line in the sand, not just a frustrated moment. For years, Kelce was mentioned at the beginning of almost every piece on her, regardless of the context. Nicole understood that she needed to take charge of her narrative and, more crucially, her platform in order to reinvent herself. She started focusing her professional efforts on initiatives that aligned with her personal principles. The makeover of her fitness brand has been one of her biggest projects. The brand, which was first introduced as Strong as Sexy, placed a strong emphasis on exercise-induced empowerment and physical strength. However, after the split, Nicole transformed it into Tribe Therapy, a business that focuses more broadly on mental health, holistic wellness, and community healing. In interviews, she talked about how she realized that without mental health, physical fitness meant very nothing. She noted being physically fit is one thing, but being mentally fit is quite another. Her own emotional development from appearance-based validation to inner strength and psychological resilience was reflected in this shift. Tribe Therapy is organized as a brand identity and health community that prioritizes group development over outward beauty. It was a significant shift away from influencer culture and toward real enterprise. At the same time, Nicole increased her media visibility with the Dear Media Network's podcast, The Pregame with Kayla Nicole. She regains control over how her story is portrayed by using the program to address an audience directly about relationships, culture, well-being, and identity. She reshapes the discourse as host instead of visitor. Everything from coping with loss and therapy to self-confidence and company strategy has been discussed in episodes. In a conscious move away from being only a social media star, the podcast also establishes her as a thought leader in the lifestyle and mental health fields. Her rebranding has also included visual presentation. Nicole has conveyed a self-assured, independent image through her public appearances and dress choices. Headlines emphasized her elegance and charisma, rather than who she had dated when she showed up for a Beyoncé event wearing a bold, self-styled ensemble. Her Instagram feed now features carefully chosen representations of empowerment, fitness, and sisterhood instead of couple-focused content. She now emphasizes partnerships with wellness companies, female entrepreneurs, and Black-owned fashion firms that complement her changing approach. She has also honed her social media approach by picking her moments wisely. For example, Nicole successfully redirected attention to her family's accomplishments and reframed the conversation around positivity and growth by posting about her sister's athletic scholarship to a historically black college when major outlets were overflowing with news of Kelce's engagement to Taylor Swift. It was a tactful but deliberate attempt to divert public attention. Over the past year, a number of events have served as symbols of Nicole's progress in rebranding. She starred in a Fenty hair commercial at the beginning of 2025, which went viral due to her confident and authoritative on-screen persona rather than any link to her previous relationship. Her uniqueness was highlighted in the campaign, which also featured her with other women who were praised for their diversity in beauty and genuineness. At approximately the same time, she talked about getting full custody of the pets she had previously shared with Kelce. She used the conversation to promote maturity and responsibility following separation, rather than to fuel rumors. These appearances reveal a change in Nicole's and the media's portrayal of her. She is now making headlines rather than merely responding to them. Beneath the polished exterior, Nicole's metamorphosis is incredibly intimate. Her candor about therapy demonstrates how important mental health and self-care have become to her philosophy. She often talks about how important it is to process pain instead of ignoring it, claiming that therapy helped her put what she had gone through into words. Her readiness to speak openly about these topics appeals to a generation that values emotional openness and dispels the taboo associated with asking for assistance. Nicole's career path demonstrates a number of elements influencing 2020 celebrity culture. It first emphasizes how important narrative control has become. In the social media age, celebrities are more than just entertainers or business owners. They are living narratives, and the person who shares them has a great deal of influence. Nicole is an example of how public figures can regain agency through her choice to become her own storyteller through podcasting, brand ownership, and selective publicity. Second, her development shows how authenticity and mental health have grown to be important brand attributes. Nicole sets herself apart from a crowded influencer market that frequently values perfection by associating her name with therapy, healing, and candid self-reflection. Nicole's genuineness satisfies the growing desire from audiences for relatability and vulnerability. Third, her example highlights the ongoing gender bias in the media. While women who are connected with male athletes and performers frequently find their identities absorbed, male athletes and entertainers are rarely defined by their relationships. Nicole's effort to avoid being called someone's ex compels us to address that disparity. It challenges both reporters and fans to think about how language reinforces inequalities in celebrity. Fourth, Nicole shows how strategy can be found in privacy itself. She demonstrates how restraint can improve mystique and emotional safety, despite the fact that influencers frequently mistake visibility for success. Her dating and hiding policy is an act of self-defense that also reinterprets how public women might survive in media environments. It is not a retreat. It appears that her brand has a bright future. Building on the communal model she advocates, Tribe Therapy might venture into online courses, retreats, or collaborations with mental health groups. Her podcast has the potential to develop into a multimedia platform with guests from the entertainment, fitness, and sports industries. Nicole's fusion of advocacy, style, and athleticism makes her a desirable spokesperson for fashion brands that are embracing diversity and messages of empowerment. She also makes references to possible panel discussions and speaking engagements where she can discuss issues like media literacy, identity, and resiliency. Most significantly, Nicole's development raises more general questions about how people, particularly women, recover their identities following public splits. Her approach combines professionalism and vulnerability. She accepts hurt, turns it into inspiration, and transforms it into real projects. She demonstrates how astute business development and personal growth can coexist. If you love deep dives into celebrity transformations, empowerment stories, and how stars are reshaping their own narratives, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a story that goes beyond the headlines.